Hello and welcome to the channel. So today I'm going to do something different. I'm going to do an introduction to my Trans Am. I usually do RC stuff, but I thought I'm going to break it up a little bit and I'm going to do a couple of different segments on a few different things that I do in my hobbies and things that I build and work on. And this is one of them. I've had this car since 2018 and it's been sitting here for 3 years. Hasn't run. I just put air in the tires 15 minutes ago and I cleaned up around it a little bit, and I just wanted to introduce it to you and go through it a little bit, tell you what it is that I got here. So this is a all original 1977 Trans Am with a Pontiac 400 6.6 liter. It's got a turbo 350 with a 323 rear end. It's automatic, it's all stock, and it's all here. It was running and insured 3.5 years ago, but I had to park it due to unforeseen circumstances. I bent a push rod. They've been replaced. I put new ones in. However, I think I bent a valve. Either way, it still runs, but it does pop back through the carburetor, so that tells me it's an intake. And, but yeah, I'm going to run through it and show you what it is I have. I've done some stuff, not too much. I've had to replace some of the exhaust parts. I got 2 thrush muffler glass packs on there that dump right underneath the differential, which I'm going to change. I'm going to either dump it on the side in front of the rear wheel, or I'm going to go right out to the back. But eventually, I'm going to be redoing this car, and I've been accumulating parts for a long, long time. I've been accumulating parts for this car since 2014. I had another Trans Am before that, which blew up the motor and fried the transmission, so I dumped it because it was rotted. You could see through the floorboards and everything, and it was just junk, but I had already started buying parts to rebuild that car. But that didn't work out. And so I was able to get this car, and I've just been still accumulating parts and parts and parts and parts and parts. All of my parts are brand spanking new. Nothing that goes on this car is going to be reused. So I have things like a complete bushing kit from Energy Suspension. I have new motor and new transmission. I have a whole whack of different little pieces that take a long time to get, and I have a whole whack of stuff that I still need to get. It's a long project, and I'm leaving it together until such times as I have all of the parts, or a lot of the parts, to the point where I can start to take this thing apart. So I'll give you the best walk around that I can give you, and then we'll go from there. So a lot of work needs to be done on the nose area. This is really deep sun cracks, and it's throughout the entire nose. And I'm having a real hard time trying to find one of these. And so I'm probably going to learn how to repair this thing. I'm not a body guy. I'm a welder. I do metal. So I guess I'm going to have to learn how to do it to save myself some money. But you can see it's just destroyed. And for the hood ornament, it was totally faded and rotted off. The only thing that's original on it is the black. This I did with my white marker pen years ago, just to keep it looking normal, you know. I went around it with a gold pen, because the little Phoenix doesn't work for me. I just need the big one. So I happened to smoke a fox coming down a dirt road. He ran out in front of me, and he took out my fender flare here, and he also took out the spoiler, the under spoiler. Original wheels. Fenders are pretty good. There's no serious damage or rot. Original shaker scoop that is bolted to the motor. Got some rust down here. You know, this is going to be a restoration for sure. This isn't going to be a quick paint over because there is some rust here along here and right there and up the door line. You know, your basic rust from a Trans Am. Here's the rest of the bad news. But I have all the trim pieces except one on the far side over there on the back. This isn't too bad. It's bad. Like, you can see all the holes and the crack. Yeah, it's bad, but it ain't as bad as the old one that I had. The old one I had to replace this whole panel. More than what you see replaced on this. I cut it right across the top of here. And down in this way. And I replaced that whole piece with a nice piece of steel. This is junk. Somebody's half-assed try at a repair. It's not too bad in here. I don't have that regular sized fist hole that goes right there. You can reach inside the car. It's got a sunroof. This sunroof was installed in 1985. The people that owned this vehicle, I heard, sent it back to the dealership after the husband bought this car for his wife. And they had that sunroof put in. It actually says 1985 on the glass. So I did this. I cut that out and I put that screen in there, and it does breathe through there. You'll see when I open up the hood. The interior here. I have a CV for it. Black interior, really nice dash except for that one big crack right there. But other than that, it's really good. It's a non-AC car. Stock shifter. I put some seat covers on top of it. And I got downstairs basement carpet in here. But the floors are solid. They're not poked with holes and rotted out. Still got the original keys. And that odometer, I don't know. What does it say? It says 843242. It's probably been rolled a few times. I'm like the fourth owner of this car. Needs a new console lid. There's some more basement carpet. But everything is here. Right down to the... Well, I put that light lens in, I guess, so it's not original. I thought it was. Sunroof. Works, it opens. It's hard to lean in the door. I got another car in my garage, so I'm standing between it. There's some more bad news. This back bumper is pretty good condition. Stupid me, I punched a hole in the trunk lid for the antenna, for the CV. And over here, We have the same sort of thing, kinda, but not so bad. It's a little bubbly down there. You can see that. You can see around the light here, it needs to be done. Some bubbles right there. Some flaking. It's your basic rust on these Trans Ams. Can't get around it. But again, I don't have the great big hole in there that happens. It happened in my old Trans Am, and I could put my whole fist through it. Lots of webs. She's been sitting a while. It's got air ride in the back. And I have new air ride suspensions from, I can't remember the name right now. Gibson's or something? No, it's not Gibson's, but Gabriel. I have a brand new set of Gabriel shocks, air shocks, ready to go in. All the same decals, original decals. Got all the trim except this one. You can see that the whole car is going to be coming apart. Can't do a half-assed job with one of these. Fender flares and still all 4 original rims. A little bit of rust down there like usual. But all in all, it's pretty good. And now I'll open the hood. I'm getting ready to try to start this thing. So I'll put you up here. Right. Right there. I'm gonna pop this hood. Bring in, I'll show you what I got here. So, first thing you're gonna see, I guess, is these honking sway bar. It's not a sway bar, it's a stiffener. And yes, I built it. I had one in my black Trans Am also. And boy, oh boy, does it stiffen it up. But there's the Pontiac 400. Take you off the tripod here. It's all original. Except those valve covers aren't chrome. Somebody's painted them. I put a new distributor in there because the coil on my HEI went bad, believe it or not. Everything's here. Original head, exhaust manifolds, wiper or windshield wash or overflow, I mean. Carbon canister, no AC, and it's been run, it's dirt. I had to replace the power steering pump because I thought it was going bad, but it turned out it wasn't going bad. It was actually a pinhole in the high pressure line. So after I replaced the high pressure line and the pinhole, and I also replaced the power steering pump, I realized that the steering box is leaking. So I'm going to have to replace the steering box because I looked into what it takes to rebuild one of those, and there's more parts in it than a transmission. So I'm not going to bother. I'm just going to buy a new one. Look at that. That is gross. That is dirty. I wonder if you've even got brake fluid in it. Probably, I don't know. I had issues with the brakes on this thing. And I actually think that that is a replaced master. I believe that I had that replaced. I didn't do it myself because I was at work at the time. I dropped my car off at a shop and they did it. It's got an original 800 CFM Rochester carb on it, which I've rebuilt twice because it was junk when I first got the car. And then I got a batch of bad gas and it wasn't running right, so I rebuilt it again. So this is have a brand new rebuild kit in it as of 2 or 3 years ago, but who knows what the condition of it is now. Put that in. I guess I could probably take this thing off. Here, I'll put you back on the tripod. Hold on a sec. Been a long time since I've taken this off. Ever since I did the switch over on that, here, I'll show you right here. Ever since I did the switch over on the inside of here, I bought an air filter and it's still bright white clean. I'll show you here in a second. It's still bright white clean. These legs on this tripod. Sorry about all the shaking. So this air filter's 4 years old at least. And it's still nice and clean. Still clean. So if you got a Trans Am, you got a hood scoop on it, I suggest closing this up so it can't breathe from the outside and run it through your scoop. And if anybody knows why that exists and people did that to their Trans Am, it's because of the macho Trans Am guys. That's one of the tricks that they did to the Trans Ams when they were making the machos, is they closed the breather and they pump air in through the scoop. Your basic Rochester. Works pretty good. So I'll put all that back on. Stand you up a little higher. Still got the original band on it that they use from the factory. Bands are really hard to find. You can buy a scoop, but it's hard to find the band to keep it together. Now, I kept my battery connected I never undid it. And so I had to take this thing through a safety inspection. And one of the things that the guy told me was behind my battery, this wall right here is rotted. This is something that I can fix because I'm a welder and a fabricator, so I can do that. But I got to take this whole thing apart, of course. And that's fine, don't matter. So I'm going to hook up this battery charger. And maybe I'll be able to start it. I don't think I'll start it on this video, but I'll start it on the next one. That one over there is positive. So I'm also going to be doing a segment on this. This is my 50cc 4-stroke 4-speed mini chopper that I rebuilt. And if I can get this car out of my garage under its own power, I will be doing a segment on this also. So stay tuned for that. Alright, I gotta set you down so I can put the extension cord into the wall and all that stuff. So I'll stand you up right there so you can have a great view of the original Pontiac 400 that has not been rebuilt, touched, or pulled out of this car. I have it on 2 amp automatic, 12 volt A. Flip the switch. And we're just going to leave it. I'm going to let that sit there for a while. Maybe I'll be able to start my car soon. Well, that's the introduction to my 77 Trans Am. Thanks for watching. Hope you come back and watch the rest of the videos. Have a great day, and if you like it, give me a subscription and a like or a comment down below. And if I can reply to you, I will. Thank you very much and have a great day.